service, which is a little bit discombobulated in the beginning here, but now I think I can't see anybody, but as long as you can see or hear me, then we're in good shape. So I would like to welcome you through this crazy time, and beginning on Palm Sunday, Norma will be doing the service. We will be back in church, and we will be also online. So till then, our declaration of principles are on our website, and I will try to walk through this the best I can. So welcome to our Crazy Sunday service, and joining in, and let us begin the service with a prayer for healing for all of those who are watching online. We invite Spirit in. Oh, Holy Spirit, be with us as we join together in prayer for healing, for those watching, for all those who need our prayers. Let us join together. We ask our healers who are online to prepare themselves, and all those that are watching to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and welcome all those in spirit who assist us in sending healing to all who need it. Imagine the healing vessel in the church that holds the names of those requesting special healing. And now, just mentally imagine yourself writing out the names of loved ones, people you want healing to, and imagine them going into that vessel. And know that as we all focus on it, as we close our eyes and we send this wonderful healing to all who request it, we also will send out the meditation for world peace. I am the commanding conscious presence that demands peace and harmony in every area and aspect of my life, in my work, in my play, with my friends and family, and within my inner being. The peace and harmony of God is active, present, in full operation, and complete manifestation. I send this peace out to every leader in every country and all who make decisions that bring change in our world. I know that the peace and harmony of God is active in every person everywhere. I see this country surrounded by light as more people choose to meditate on peace. I surrender to Spirit the ways in which it will happen. I lay aside my limited opinion as I place my trust in the infinite wisdom of God, knowing that peace and harmony awakens in the hearts and minds, hopes, dreams, and wishes for everyone. For the peace and harmony of God far outweighs any desire for disharmony or destruction. Wherever there is God, peace and harmony is active, present, and in full manifestation. And so it is, as this congregation pours forth love and peace for all. The reading and homily today is given by me. And now I have to find it. Here we go. Okay. I gave this homily a number of years ago, and it suddenly occurred to me in this time period that it's kind of relevant for now. A terrible storm hit the sea. Sharp blades of cold wind pierced the water, lifted it into giant waves that fell on the beach like stokes. And it plastered everything. Small beasts at the bottom of the ocean were brought up. And when the storm passed, as swift as it had arrived, the water calmed down and retreated. But now the beach was a mud expanse where thousands and thousands of starfish squirmed in agony. There were so many that the beach looked pink-colored. The phenomenon called many people from all sides of everywhere to see it, even a filming crew. The starfish were almost still, for they were all dying. Among the people, held hands by their dad, there was also a child who stared with sad eyes at the little sea stars. Everybody was watching. Nobody was doing anything. All of a sudden, the kid let go of his father's hand, took off his shoes and socks, and ran onto the beach. He bent down, picked up a couple of stars in his hand, and he threw them back into the water. Then he went back and repeated. From the concrete balustrade, a man called him, saying, "What are you doing, kid?" The child replied without stopping, "I am putting the starfish back in the sea. Otherwise, they'll all die on the beach." The man shouted back, "But there are thousands of starfish on this beach. You can't save them all. There are far too many, and this happens hundreds of times." The child smiled. He bent down to collect another star of the sea and threw it back in the water. "I changed things for this one," he said. The man remained silent for a moment. Then he leaned down, took off his shoes and socks, went down onto the beach. He started collecting them and throwing them back in the water. One moment later, 2 young girls came down. Now there was 4 of them throwing the starfish back in the water. A few minutes later, there were 50 people, loads of people on the beach. And they saved all of the starfish. Good morning. I love that story because it only took one person to not think something was impossible and then to do it and to encourage others to do it too. And I think we do this a lot at ISD. We believe in miracles. We believe in positive stuff. And all it takes is one person or one situation to kick it into action. And it's amazing how many people who maybe haven't thought about what they could do until that one person does it or brings it to their attention. And I think that's always been the goal of ISD. You know, there's a young girl on America's Got Talent that sings that song, I don't play by the rules of the game. And I kind of see us as that. Not buying into the media and the negativity and the woe is me type thing. Because what we buy into, we manifest. And so I liked this little story. And what is interesting about the story, you know, every once in a while, I think of simple little things that Jesus taught us. And one of them was, unless you become as a little child, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. What do you mean? Well, that child thought he could get those starfish all back in the water. He started it. So we all have that child within us. We all have that child that can believe and begin and move forward with something wonderful. It is never wasted. Whenever we put out a prayer, whenever we put out a positive thought and an intention, it picks up momentum, and you never know who hears it. You know, a couple of people who know you well may say, oh, that was a nice homily, or that was, you know, whatever. And so you get that little bit of feedback, but you never know where that goes. Every so often, I'll update the client that I haven't spoken to in quite a while, and they'll say something like, oh, I always quote you, you know, and then they'll say something. So when you're doing this, when you're putting out that positive stuff and you're reminding people, unless you become as a little child, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. Kids can believe, okay? Oh, we're adults, we're very intelligent, we need proof, you know, blah, blah, blah. But the child in you can create miracles. And when you take the action as a child, just like that child picked up the starfish, and all the adults thought, you know, the child was crazy, until something clicked. And then that child activated in those adults, in that man that went down after him. It activated the child. Yes, we can make a difference. And this world right now, with the craziness that goes on, I stay away from the news, but I'm aware. I was supposed to go to Italy. It's on lockdown. I mean, everything is crazy. But if you buy into it and you let it affect you, and then you put it out there, you just add to it. And if somebody says, oh, well, you can't make a difference, then you think of this story where the man says, there's thousands of them on the beach. You're not going to save them. The child said, I'll save this one. And making it one action, he caught the attention of the man, then caught the attention of others, and it grows. So when we make a decision to think, to positively put out there our positive intention, we never know who picks it up and runs with it and passes it on, and it grows. And just like the media and negativity grows, so can the positive. Our response system reacts to negative news. That's why the news is mainly negative, because it catches your attention. The fight or flight. But this is a time where people like us, people, you know, belong to ISD, people who are metaphysical, beyond this mundane stuff that's floating around. We're like that child picking up that one starfish and throwing it back in the water. By our intention and by our example to those around us, we can save all the starfish, so to speak. And so I think that this is really a good time. We're coming into spring, we're coming into Easter, we're coming into rebirthing, you know, animals, plants, everything, taking on a new feeling, the new being. And so I think that this is really a good time for us as metaphysicians to pledge to ourselves that we are not going to buy into the negativity. We are not going to buy into the media and all the negative stuff around. We have the opportunity to step into the role that we've chosen. We chose to become part of ISD because we believe in that metaphysical, magical space inside ourselves. And so, even if we start, like the little boy did, picked up one to save it. But by him picking up one and showing and stating, well, at least I saved this one, he started that revolution of positive intention that so many people came and they saved them all. So I'm hoping, and I'm certainly doing it myself, anytime I hear any negative news, I just send out that thought that we are evolving spiritually. We don't know the answer to everything, but we can choose to stay positive, to stay happy, to see the best in everything, and not walk around repeating the negativity that the media and everything else wants to put out there. So I am hoping that this little story touches something inside, in some area. You know, there's always an area of your life where there's a little bit more doubt than anywhere else. So I would like to suggest to you, to myself, to come to that child within, that child that can believe. Unless you become as a little child, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. Children can believe. So first, choose that miracle inside yourself, for your own health, your own life, and then send that out to family, to friends, to those you love. And just know that picking up that one piece, that child started the revolution and everybody joined in, and all of those starfish were saved. Now, we won't know how many people we will reach, how many people we will save, how many people we will give them that faith and optimism, that childlike energy that creates miracles. We won't know. We don't need to know. All we need to know is that we can take a hold of that child that's within us, and that child's belief, prayer of intention, can go out there and help people create the miracles in their life. One starfish at a time, and we can clean the whole beach. Blessings. Okay, and now we come to, where are we now? I'm doing this online, so now we will come to the prosperity portion of the service. And we ask that you make a donation online. We will be opening physically, as I said, on Palm Sunday. But in the meantime, you know, we have a building, we have a mortgage, we have snow removal when it snows, and bills to pay and everything. And every little bit helps. So I believe we do have a donation button on our website, and every bit helps. So if you love our church as we do, please help us. Any small donation will help. Those bills don't go away just because we're on lockdown. So please make a donation. Also, the classes, we have classes online, and everything is on the website. So please, visit us and look it over and see what classes, you would like to take. And if you are in the area and you want to join us physically, Palm Sunday, we will be back, and it will be a joyous time. I guess we'll be still wearing masks and what have you, but we will be there physically, and that will be nice. Our let me see, our classes, healing, of course, is also on Zoom. Our brochures on the website. And if you're not on our mailing list, put yourself on that list so that classes and events and stuff like that, information, you will get it if you're on the mailing list. And I believe, okay, that I've covered the most important stuff. So as we close this, let us just take a moment and go into that meditative state. Close your eyes. Think of the homily. Think of doing that one thing that child did that started and activated everybody else into helping and doing it. Close your eyes and imagine that somebody's just placed in your hand. Put your hand out. Imagine that somebody's placed in your hand a magical key that can unlock wonderful things for yourself, for your family, for those that you love and those that you want to help. Imagine as you hold this key that you're going to place it in your pocket, and you're going to carry it with you, and you're going to remember that you have it. And as you do, you know that every time you enter the church, whether you enter it physically or you enter it like we're doing now, you take this key out of your pocket and hold it. Because this key is the key to good health, to happiness, to joy, to prosperity. This is a magical key. And every time that we do a service, and every time that you physically step into the church, you feel the power of this wonderful key. And so, this is the gift that the church is giving you. You place it in your pocket, and just as a child, you know that you have this key. And you allow it to give you that feeling of peace and harmony and love and good health. Take this feeling with you. And remember, pretty soon we will be back in the church physically, but we will still be online as well. The most important part is that your mind and your heart are there. to take this feeling with you, with blessings. And we will meet again next Sunday. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you, Kathy.
I can't see anybody, but I can hear you.
It was
Yes.
wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great week.
You too.
Kathy.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.